great scenery.
You like the scenery then?
It's a great scenery, and the only one thing we see is that there's one motor passing by the whole time, which is kind of disturbing the scenery, but that's all. That's all.
One motorbike ruining things for you.
Editing the LEL has been an interesting experience. You sit there looking at people sort of wandering about the countryside on their bicycles and you think, does it actually mean anything? Just looking at the event, I mean, it was so much bigger and it was so much better organised, and again, even more people from abroad, and strangely, it was just more connected. Right, so like that, and then in there like that, and log in, and then like that. The ride was just a lot more joined up. I think the branding helped there. It gave a single identity. That branding was obvious at the controls and on the card and on the drop bags. Riders are also part of a connected world, doing their Facebook stuff and their Twitter stuff and communicating with home, well, abroad, well, their home. People were coming from around the world to see Britain, and I'm not sure what kind of Britain they imagined. I mean, I live in a sort of tail end of the Industrial Revolution. It's the old industries, they went a fair time ago, and gradually their traces are being removed even. The population of England is essentially concentrated in two huge sort of conurbations. London in the southeast is well known, but there's also a sort of diffuse city in the Midlands and the north, where a lot of people live. So with most people concentrated into London and this sort of large area, it's quite easy to thread your way around them because there's not a lot there in the rest of it. So we've got eastern England, which is all sort of wheat and barley and vegetables, and then there's the northern uplands, which consists of sort of sheep and cattle and not a lot else really. Yeah, so there were two principal surprises really about Britain. One was how much it looked like home if you came from essentially prairie states of the USA or Canada.
There were times, that we said that's like Canada, like different parts of Canada, the prairies and and the northern part of Ontario.
So it's like the whole of Canada in one fell swoop.
Yes,
pretty much, yeah. Because there's where was it?
Oh, but you know what though? You know what's totally different is the history, the buildings, the cottages, the stone walls. Yeah.
Riders were also amazed by just how cared for the landscape was in the uplands.
Yeah, it's really surprising, and it's like a park.
Yeah.
And I like the Highlands. It's really good,
Yeah, the people were sort of taking time to look at the scenery and assess it and sort of work out what it was the ultimate compliment to the organisation, I think. Essentially people were on a ride and they just accepted that it would be easy, all the sort of details of it, all the sleeping and the eating, and they were just sort of relaxing into the scenery. It certainly helped the scenery that summer, well, spring and summer had been delayed 6 weeks. So what we were looking at was a kind of scenery that you might expect to see in early June, and this was the middle of July. People were somewhat less surprised by the varied weather. They come to expect that in Britain, but it was really peculiar. We had sort of showers which got some people, missed others, great sort of section of continuous rain in the middle, and then this amazing sort of hairdryer wind, purely from the south, 33 degrees centigrade. That was staggering, really. So, although I don't really ascribe any meaning to LEL, I think the message that comes from the video that I've been editing is that it's a surprisingly beautiful country, and people are also surprised how well they were looked after.
No, you know what has been incredible are these stops. The volunteers, they are so positive, they're so helpful. They'll do anything for you. They run around you. They make you feel very special, almost to the point where you know when you're feeling really exhausted and someone's kind to you, you want to burst into tears.
I suppose my ideal event has all the grace of a swan. It's sort of moving along the surface without any apparent effort, while underneath its little legs are going 10 to the dozen, 20 to the dozen. I think it's important that people remember who's propelling the graceful swan along and gives them the the thanks and the approbation that they deserve.
It was good fun. It ached a bit. Yeah. And that's, I guess, everything in a nutshell. And it was super well organized, amazing. The attention to detail was incredible. So I think you'll have loads of takers next time.
Very good, very good. Well done.
Thank you.